Welcome at this ungodly hour. It is brutal waking up at this time, but we're here. That's how committed we are to the F1, even during this dreadful season. So, what did you think of the sprint race?
It's concerning. I guess all the changes did make a difference. Hopefully the race is a bit better, but yeah, I guess we get what we asked for, is what I think about it. They need to make a change, but yeah, it's obviously that everything they did with the battery and all that is what created the racing. And like we said, it was very manipulated, and they got rid of that. So yeah, the racing paid a bit of a price, but yeah. You?
Yeah, it was pretty bland. But yeah, it's like what's the better of the two demons, or the two evils? Do you want artificially created racing with just button passing, or no passing at all, and people running at more of a full throttle and pushing the limits a little harder? So the start seemed pretty much like a non-event as well. Like all the skill and uncertainty around starts, that's just gone now too. So yeah, what is going on with the sport? What do you think was the most surprising thing from the sprint and the qualifying? Because I think for me, Piastri being worst of the best, I probably didn't see that coming. The Norris pole position and win in the sprint race, I probably didn't see coming even more because he's just kind of been nowhere for the opening rounds. So for him to all of a sudden just pull that out of nowhere. Don't forget as well, Piastri won last year. So, whether he can, the racing is just as unpredictable as ever as to what we're going to get. But whether he can make any kind of in-grounds at all on the grid, I'm not too convinced. So him being there, in 7th, wasn't it? Yep. That was a dreadful surprise. So...
Yeah, I mean, very disappointing. He had his number in qualifying and everything all year. And it seemed quite close in the sprint quali with how, he was meant to be on the front row and just got bumped to the second row. And it was a bit of PTSD from the back end of last year. The car starts to come good, and of course Norris is the one to benefit. But yeah. I don't know what happened in the race. I mean, they said in the qualifying, they said in Q1 Oscar had some power issue. So then how he ended up, you're watching his sector times. The first sector would be 2 tenths down, the second sector would be 7 tenths down. You're like, what? So disappointing and frustrating. It would have been good if he was able to capitalize on Mercedes' lack of pace coming into this weekend.
I don't think I'm a fan of the Miami track personally. Like playing it on the games and stuff, I don't mind it. It's quite flowy to drive, I suppose. But I don't know. I don't like the whole concept of it basically being in a car park around a stadium, which we've covered. Obviously, the Las Vegas race that happened literally in a car park. It feels like an elevated version of that. They still have the fake marina, so that just makes it kind of like a Temu version of Monaco. So I don't know. I'm never pumped about the Miami GP. I'm never coming into the weekend like, fuck yeah, Miami. I'm kind of just more like, Miami.
Yeah, I think I had the same thoughts. You think of that 80s track around the what's the Bellagio or whatever. That I think if they didn't paint the the parts around the track so well, it would literally just be the same track. But they really disguise the car park. I mean, the local council there must have a fun time having to repaint or whatever they do to get all that off to make it into a car park again. But yeah, you look at it and I don't think I really realised it was a full car park. They've made a big deal of it this year. I feel like all you hear in the commentary is the fact that this place is built in a car park. But you really can't tell that much. But yeah, you got to wonder if the track in Vegas, if they had put a bit more effort into hiding the car park features, whether that would have been a bit more successful, or nowadays if it would have been, And yeah, the fake marina, that's just a hilarious thing, especially because they're in Miami. I can't imagine they're more than 3 minutes from the beach. Like, why couldn't they put the track closer to the beach? Why did it have to be at the Hard Rock Stadium?
Actually, Max coming second is probably something I didn't see coming either. I mean, he obviously set himself up to nail his qualifying lap, going out as late as he did. Obviously prepared very well. So it'll be interesting to see if that translates to race pace. Whether he can hang on to that second place, whether he can fight for a win, or if he's going to just plummet through the field and just get eaten up by the Ferraris and the McLarens. So
yeah, it's going to be an interesting start. I mean, we saw both Mercedes have issues. George was pretty good yesterday, but all season both Mercedes have had issues starting, and Max. So I'd say Max would be a pretty comfortable shoe-in for turn one, but he's had his issues starting this race. So unfortunately, I think Lando is in a pretty good spot here. Unfortunately, but George showed those Mercedes can get off the line. So if Kimi can just sort of shit out, then hopefully we'll get a decent race into turn one. I mean, that's the only racing we're likely to get into turn one.
Three-hour time. What's the opposite of delay?
Oh, man, it's 3
yeah. Doing this is hard at 3 a.m. We were supposed to have a nice cruisy 6 a.m. watch. Arguably one of the better watch times for Australia, and now we're at the worst. Probably literally pick the worst hour of the whole 24-hour day. This is it for us. So we got shafted there again. Thanks everyone. But moving it forward 3 hours, they're obviously very worried about this storm that's coming. Assuming it is an actual storm, but I wonder if they are. I mean, 3 hours is a big time lunch. It's not 1 hour, it's not 2 hours. It makes me wonder they must be really nervous to run wets at all. Obviously we haven't seen a wet race. There's a lot of uncertainty. So yeah, it makes me think they do not want to be in the wet weather at all.
I honestly think they wouldn't have made such a big swing if we didn't just have 2 races cancelled. I think that was a massive factor in it. The fact that we're from a week out from this event, they were talking about this race could be cancelled and we could face 7 weeks off or whatever it was. I reckon that was a massive reason. They were like, we need to get this race in under all and any circumstances. Not even for the fans, but just for the money, making the money off the event. Plus sending all the stuff to America for this one-off race at the start of the year. Yeah, I think that was a big factor. I'm hoping, I honestly thought we'd actually see a white race today. Like, I really was like, that's going to help me stay awake. But, I mean, it's looking pretty grey. I'm hoping we get some rain towards the end of the race. But you're right. I reckon it's a case of they're nervous to run in the rain. I mean, they made changes to the wet weather tyre setup before we'd even seen a wet race in these cars. So they're obviously a little nervous about it. And then, yeah, combined with the fear of having to cancel the race. I mean, my concern was getting here at 3 and then it's half an hour red flags before the race starts, another half an hour, and we're sitting here at 5 a.m. and the race hasn't even started yet.
All right, here we go. Race start. This is what we've been waiting for a month and a half.
God, they just sound ridiculous in this pre-start. Yeah, so Max still bogged down. Oh, both of them bogged down, actually. Ooh. Oh, double lock up. Ah. Oh, is that easy going around? Yep. Max is around. Wow. Well, I guess you were right. Hit the nail on the head there. Wow, that was a pretty good start. Piastri's third from 7th. Man, is that Charles or Hamilton? No, it was Charles. Kept his composure, everyone locking up around him, and he just hit his marks and away he went. So, Oscar's 4th.
Yeah.
Or was he 3rd? Their helmets are so similar. Wow. Oh! No. Man, this is a pretty good first lap. Oh, Lawson's putting the squeeze on Max.
Jeez, yeah, Max went hard, huh? He just lost it. That looks like, yeah, Piastri. Wow, their helmets are so similar, eh? That's, yeah, Piastri in 4th. Okay. So Norris 3rd, Piastri 4th. So Piastri's a big gainer right now.
They're having a rough on Max.
Ooh. Look at, he's literally just been swallowed up by the whole grid, isn't he? He's gonna be fuming in there. He's gonna make some sort of silly mistake and just cancel out his whole race.
Yeah, they are.
Like, look at this.
Jumping on him.
He's 10th. Okay, not 9th now. So you started 2nd, and yeah. There you go. So Piastri up 3 positions, Leclerc up 2. So they're the biggest gainers from that start.
Just couldn't get that one extra spot.
Verstappen just dropped 7. The only driver that dropped more positions than him was Hulkenberg with 12. So, geez, that's the most eventful first lap we've seen in a long time. Long time.
God, the race would be different if Oscar just managed to have gotten Norris. Doesn't seem to have the pace, though, eh?
Yeah, I mean, they looked completely dominant in the sprints. They looked like last year. Looked like, oh, okay, so it's just going to be between these two, 1st and 2nd. But Piastri's obviously looking a little shaky compared to Norris. But they've just kind of lost whatever advantage they did have yesterday. I don't know if they've changed something, changed the setup, or if it's like a temperature thing. I didn't see if Lawson overtook Verstappen off the track and if that's why he had to give the position back.
Yeah, I think
Or if it was a Red Bull order. You know, they got to do everything they can to keep Max in the sport right now. So
yeah, I think he might have pushed him off track a little bit. It was looking a bit hairy at the end of the back straight. But yeah, I think Mrs. McLaren may not have changed their car enough. Maybe that's now that they've opened up Parc Ferme between the sprint and the race, and they need to be. Maybe that's the downfall of dominating the sprint, is you're pretty comfortable with your car, whereas everyone else has taken a big swing and they've caught up to them a little bit. Tom for the lead. If Antonelli gets the lead, he's going to be gone. These two are only hope of a decent race and keeping Norris in it at the moment as well. Is Leclerc going to have any battery to fight him back here? So that was a pretty good overtake. That didn't seem too easy for him. Didn't seem like the battery took over. He had to slipstream him and dive bomb him down the inside. I guess we are going to have some artificial overtaking still. I didn't expect him to just drive past him like that. Oh, he's cranky. Is this our first crash of the year? If for a GP, I feel like it's been pretty chill. No, like just in general, I feel like the race has been quite clean. Then again, it's been a month since we've watched a race. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that was a doozy, wasn't it? I guess we'll see what happened to Hadjar. He's had a rotten weekend. Disqualified from qualifying. Now he's had himself a... Oh, okay. All right. Pierre's up on his side.
Jeez.
I wonder if that's a separate incident. You don't often see a Formula 1 car mostly on its side.
He's still punching
Yeah.
himself in the head.
Andrew is cranky. Wow, he is fuming.
Jeez, he's an emotional fella, isn't he? He's going to be concussed. He's punched himself in the head that many times. Like, I get it. I get the pressure of that seat, and I get that, you know, you can't. He's still raging. Like, is this guy on steroids or something? Like, what the hell?
He's aggressive.
Very unusual though to see an F1 car up on the wall like that.
Yeah.
It's like they've had to have had some sort of contact that's just ricocheted him up.
I mean, that's the slowest corner of the track as well. That sort of final hairpin. So that's interesting. Formula 1 probably don't want to see this. They probably wanted a green race. Get this over and done with as quick as possible with the threat of a friggin' hurricane coming. Separate incidents. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it's a clip the inside wall, the slow chicane. So who was involved with Pierre, I wonder?
Wow.
A full flip from Pierre. Well, you definitely don't see that much.
Yeah.
Hulkenberg, was it Hulkenberg who was hanging like a cow? I think he's the last flip we've had. That's 5 years ago. Classic Lawson, by the way.
He couldn't have left any more room. Poor old Gasly. Wow, you just don't see F1 cars flip like that anymore.
Wow.
Your mate Lawson.
Yeah, that's great. A full wide.
Jeez, I was just about to say, like, wow, like how did Leclerc thread that? Jeez,
That's incredible.
I'd like to see if they did make contact on that start.
Yeah, it's close.
Like something unsettled Verstappen there. Only Verstappen could do a full 360 and then yeah.
I reckon he wins this race now. He's won 2 races in the past where he does a 360.
Yeah, Antonelli has a different kind of race start issue.
See, Max.
Oh yeah, look at that. It was like a slow drift, eh?
Yeah, he just got pinched.
So
See Norris.
he essentially had the lead there, and then he's just overshot it.
Oh god. Yeah,
He does. He almost,
overreacted.
yeah, he almost like
Overreacted.
just janks it. Yeah, he knows it too. Yeah, wow. I was about to say Isaac Hadjar clipping that inside corner, putting it in the wall. Bit of a rookie error. But then once you see what Lawson did, it's like, okay, that's worse.
Tell you what, that's the move of the year. That threading that needle, and then incidentally, but just pressing Max enough to get him into a spin. That's the move of the year. Oh, and he had. Oh, that was an awesome start. You know they're all cheering when they see Max go on round 2. Yeah, that from Lawson, like God. That's classic. That's classic Lawson. Wow, no further investigation. Yes, you can see there's Lawson's where he gave the spot back. Looks to me like Max pushed Lawson off track there, so I don't know why Lawson was given the spot back.
And Carlos Sainz is an expert in the midfield, so he'd know best, wouldn't he? Yeah. Who among us have not clipped that inside corner playing the video game? It's a long safety car, isn't it too? So
2 or 3 laps so far.
geez, I mean, I don't know. so far, it's been the most entertaining race of the season.
I guess that's the thing. They now have to actually overtake. Like, they may, early days, but it's a case of give enough benefit, give enough to be close, but then make the driver make the pass.
I love how Max just is always so aggressive with Norris.
Yeah.
Like, there's just something between them.
That's all he has eyes for.
Yeah.
Ooh, rain 20 minutes away. I was about to say that obviously this must just be a classic one-stopper, but maybe this is what they're all waiting for. Thanks, Tobes. We're trying at 3:20 a.m. Yeah, I wonder if the rain is coming, and that's all they'd like. Well, no point pitting now if in 20 minutes, which is probably only sort of 12 laps, if we're going to be getting rain again.
Yeah, I guess the pit stop makes sense for Verstappen, who just had a dreadful half a dozen laps. But if there's rain coming, that's probably the wrong move right there. Now you're going to be buried. Max, yeah,
I think he
yeah.
The lockups from the spin.
Well, yeah, that's true. Those would be dreadful to have strapped on. So,
but this could be the incidental winning strat. Maybe he takes it to the end and it doesn't rain.
You reckon?
Accidentally. Like, I think he had to pit for the flats, but flat spots.
I hope we do get rain, because I think that's the only thing that's going to really stop. Like, I didn't even realize that Norris got into second. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't. We haven't seen.
While the crashes were going on.
Yeah. So I haven't seen an overtake there. But I was going to say, like, if Kimi gets in front, he's gone. We know that. So everyone's pretty much predicting rain in 15 laps.
Yeah, heavy rain for a short period of time.
Which is the worst kind of rain, isn't it? Because it's like...
Yeah, if you want to try to survive the band,
Yeah.
keep your eyes on.
Yeah.
This guy should be attempted.
Yeah, I see. I didn't realize he was out as well. So obviously he sustained quite a lot of damage from his incident too. So it's funny how we've lost 4 cars, but only one. It's all from racing, isn't it? None, all from damage and racing.
Hulk pitted early. I guess he had damage. I think he hit it for a new wing, so maybe there was more damage there.
He's been hit by someone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame for Hulk. I mean, he must have qualified. He must have bumped into 10th with the disqualification. So obviously qualified well, and then he was in the pits after lap 1. So yeah, I'm guessing he was involved in all that lap 1 mess. But 8 cars left to in the no points area. You never know. With a bit of rain coming, you might see some points for your Cadillacs. I mean, Perez is 13th, so some of your teams that you're not expecting to get points, this might be the day for it.
It's tantalizing to think, because, I mean, if we see a Ferrari win, we've been kind of waiting to see that. We've sort of been teased with that for a few races here, but McLaren have just had, sorry, not McLaren, Mercedes have had Ferrari's number in the races. So, all of a sudden, if Leclerc might be on for his first win in what? How long? A year and a half?
Yeah.
It's been a while for him. That'll give him a huge boost, but I'm a little bit personally worried that Norris is in second. We saw how he could control the sprint race. So if he can put a move on Leclerc here and get the lead, who knows what's going to happen with the rain and the wet weather. But yeah, can he come out of this weekend having pretty much dominated it all?
Yeah, Ferrari may have lost their opportunity to win a race if McLaren are here ready to go. Best of the rest, or so far this weekend, best car. Yeah, Ferrari might have just missed the boat. Sorry, Brundle's just saying it's not careless, that Lawson's move. That is the definition. I think when they penalise him, it'll be a penalty for unsafe driving. Which is he's caused the car to roll onto its lid because he was driving recklessly.
How's Charles with his restarts? He's pretty solid, isn't he? Like you can see Norris is locked in here. He knows his best opportunities right now. Try and get him on that front straight. So
he's holding him back. I like when they do this. This is what breeds. He's gone relatively early. Holding him to the line. That's what breeds chaos. Piastri's getting past. Oh, yeah, he's kept the spot. Lewis Hamilton's interested in George now. Antonelli was certainly looking good over Norris straight off the start. I don't know what Max is doing, but he is trying to bin this thing. Like, that mini screen is wild with some of the stuff he's trying on Gabe. But his only option is to make hay now. Like, if it rains, he needs to make as many spots as he can if this is a decent tie for him. But he's trying some gnarly stuff.
Verstappen's on a mission, isn't he? He's just basically telling everyone to move aside. He's coming through no matter what. That pass by Piastri though, that was beautiful. He got squeezed hard by Russell, kept all the car or part of the car on the track, and Norris takes the lead.
Max takes another one.
Yep, Max up to 12th. So Antonelli's going to be all over Charles now. George Russell doesn't know what buttons he's pressing. He's confused in the cockpit. And he started the season looking like the favorite, and he was the favorite, I believe. He's just getting smoked, and he's just looking more and more silly each round we go through. Antonelli gets Charles. So Ferrari race win is looking less likely all of a sudden.
And Norris is in a good position.
Okay.
Next to flying.
Yep.
Ooh.
So Leclerc gets it back, but Norris is already a second down the road now. So this is all playing into Norris's hand.
I don't know what Charles was really doing there. Instead of using his battery to try to overtake Norris, he didn't use it to hold back Antonelli to then overtake him back. Like, he chose to use the battery to defend second rather than take first, which is disappointing, seeing as Norris is now first. And now they're battling again, which is going to continue to benefit Norris, which is just a shame.
I guess this could help Piastri though. Like, Piastri's been off podium the whole race. If he can pull up to them, if he can salvage a podium, I'd be pretty stoked with that from his qualifying performance. So
that's true. I mean, to be honest, from 7th, I didn't expect Oscar to really make any inroads. I thought 6th, 5th, maybe, with a good strat. Anywhere near the podium, I was never considering. His start obviously put him in this position, but if he can lock in and figure this out, his podium's there for the grabs with those two ahead not letting each other through. I mean, those two are fighting for the World Championship at this point. Norris is an outside thought as it stands, so it makes sense why Charles will be more interested in keeping Kimi behind him if he's a long-term smart thinker.
I mean, I guess we got to mention Colapinto in 7th. That's something. But Verstappen on the hards looks pretty solid. He's in the points, so he's made a lot of ground up in no time.
I think he's back to where he was.
Ooh, yellow flag.
I think it's
No.
Well, oh boy, that was rude. The midfielder trying to teach Max a lesson, I think. Tell you what, that move though, that's exactly the type of move that we want to see. Just a dive bomb, stick it down the inside, and hope for the best move. That's great.
Well, he pulled it up. I didn't think he was going to get that thing pulled up, but he did. So he's just going full send, but unfortunately, it's going to be all for nothing. Oh, Piash. Nice. but then Leclerc just passes him like he's standing still. That's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like he gets a legitimately good overtake on him, but basically he's just a pedestrian.
I'd like to see a replay of that. When they cut to Leclerc, he was off the track and in the water. So hopefully Piastri's just saved his battery and he'll be able to have a real attack at him here. Yeah, on Colapinto, they what were his 3 rules? Be fast, don't crash, score points. He's doing that. Albon is not doing that. Gasly is not doing that. He's crashed, he's not scoring points, and he hasn't been quick. So this might be the first, at this point, first positive tick in the Franco column.
The rain is coming. Even if it's minute, it's coming. That's going to have repercussions, yeah. It looked like Leclerc just lost the fronts, I guess. It looked like he was just going to pretty much spear straight into the wall, but somehow didn't. But I just don't understand how from there he just overtook Piastri like he was standing still. Like, it almost looked like Piastri was giving him the position back. But there would be no reason for that. So, very, very strange. Whatever has happened all of a sudden, Piastri just doesn't look as comfortable in that car as Norris. I mean, Norris is almost 3 seconds down the road already. So he's pumping that thing. But then if it rains and you're the first car going into those wet conditions, that's scary.
Yeah, you don't want to be the pioneer when it comes to rain. And Norris doesn't have good history with being the pioneer in the rain either. This is not the track you want to be hanging it out on dries when it rains, I imagine. There's a lot of fast corners.
And too many walls.
Yeah, walls are very close and the corners are very fast. And Max is going to be investigated after the race. I don't understand. If you cross the blend line, that's like a slam dunk penalty. So I don't know what needs to be looked at after the race that they can't determine in the race.
It's either one of two things. It's either one, F1 trying not to piss Max off anymore, so he leaves. Because he's clawed his way back up to 8th. So he's gotten past both Williams. Or it's like minute. Like he's just made an error. So they're just letting it slide. Like they haven't showed a replay. Okay. Mm. So it sounds like potentially he has just crossed it right at the very end of the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, rules are rules.
That 180 wing on the Red Bull, it's massive. Like the big hole it creates in the rear wing is massive. They're pitting George, so I'm guessing they're not concerned with the weather, which is a shame. Unless they're thinking warm, fresh dries are going to be better to maintain in the bit of rain they're going to get than worn out dries.
I mean, George needs to do something, right? He's having a pretty dreadful race. I mean, by his and his teammates' standards. But yeah, I mean, if it's only going to be a little bit of rain, you want nice, warm, fresh tyres, right? You're going to have the most grip out there. So you can just take quite an advantage, because it sounds like whatever rain's coming, it's not going to be enough to change to intermediates or to wets. I mean, do they even travel with wets anymore? Verstappen to 6 now. So past Colapinto.
Those hards are obviously a good race.
Yeah, the Red Bull looks happy on the hards. But you're right, the Red Bull's rear wing, that is a gaper. That is. You put your whole hand through there and it wouldn't touch the sides.
Well, we're 3 laps away from lap 25, which was McLaren's prediction for weather. I'm feeling pretty ready for the weather to come in. I'm feeling pretty ready for the wet weather to take over. I'll tell you that much. I'm not seeing a hurricane on that radar. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why we couldn't have slept till 6 and watched the race at 6 a.m. and actually had a bit of a wet race. It would have been a bit of fun.
It sounds like McLaren and Ferrari are using different weather apps. McLaren are pretty convinced that there's going to be some level of heavy rain that's going to hit shortly. And Ferrari, I've completely forgot that it could rain. You know, Charles asks why they pit and they're just radio silence, so they don't have an answer. They're like, wow, yeah, shit, rain. Yeah, we didn't account for that. You watch this just absolutely tank Leclerc now. What did we say last episode, or what did I say last episode about who's going to crack first, Ferrari or Leclerc? Yeah. And I don't know, just my money's on Leclerc at the moment. Like, how much mental torture can he withstand in this team before he finally decides to go look for a new opportunity to see if someone else can help deliver him a world championship? Because he's definitely a capable driver. He's just never once had the car and the team at the right time underneath him to get it done. So, you know, we'll see. The rain hasn't hit yet. We'll see what happens. It could still be a master stroke, but being Ferrari, probably not. Master stroke and Ferrari don't really go together in the same sentence.
Yeah, when we spoke about with Oscar, you shouldn't. Oh man, you should be able to trust your engineering team and your team who make the decisions on the pit about you when to pit. So it's interesting, Charles feeling like he should be involved in the decision. But yeah, also Charles, you know, as the guy who's got to drive the car into the pit, you'd think you'd have a pretty good idea of, okay, you're pitting. Why can't you call it off? If they say, yeah, box next lap, you'd be like, well, I don't know about that. Rain's coming. These are the moments the commentators live for. When they say there's rain on the horizon and there actually is rain on the horizon and you can see it and it's coming and that's all, they're just like, yes.
And it's not like 56.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, God, I'm hanging out for this rain.
So McLaren won 2 without having to pit yet, but Piastri's 13 seconds off Norris. That is wild. How is there such a big difference between them? Verstappen at the moment, he's got to be the MVP. He's made his way back up to 3rd. Hamilton behind him hasn't pit. I know he's got a bit of damage. And Norris is coming in. So Max has driven himself well and truly back into this race. I don't think he's. Look how squirrely Norris was out of that corner there. Yeah, I don't think Max is on for a win, and a podium's probably still a little ambitious at this point, but he's well and truly in the mix. Especially if there is going to be like a safety car or some rain effect.
If there is F1 gods, we're going to see VSC in the next lap or 2. Slow stop from Hamilton. Need a VSC. Oh, was that Antonelli's? Oh, nice. Antonelli's got Norris. That makes me happy. I'm a happy boy.
Yeah, undercut is. I think everyone's kind of underestimated how strong it is, but Piastri might be one of the biggest losers now by being one of the last to pit. I mean, Antonelli pipped Norris and Russell pipped Leclerc with the undercut. So, but it's funny, no one's been talking about the undercut or mentioned it once. It just happened. It was like no one saw this coming at all.
I believe I heard no driver has ever converted their first 3 pole positions into race wins. Antonelli's looking pretty good. All right, Max loves playing with Norris, hey. Like, he wakes up in the morning to just play with Norris and just disrupt him as much as possible. I love it.
if you've been watching F1 for a while, you know that this is the part of the race where you can have a quick kip. You know, get a 20-minute nap in, and then wake back up just for the end, the last few races. Especially if it is one of these putrid 3-4 a.m. races. Well, 2-3 a.m. that's the worst. It's too late to stay up, but it's not early enough to you know, get up at a decent time and get enough sleep in. So brutal.
Yeah, well, we just got the news that the rain's likely not to come, and that is the most devastating news of the day. Yeah, you're right. If I was sitting on my couch watching right now, I definitely would be sleeping through this part, and I'd wake up and I go, nothing much has changed. There's no reason to go and rewatch that race. Ferrari rain in 10 to 15 laps. That puts us right around with 7-8 laps to go. Yippee. Yeah. They understand the there's Hadjar's car in the background. They understand their goals. Yeah, the race is getting a bit boring. What can we do? Let's reach out the boring race handbook. Oh yeah, there's rain on the horizon. It's coming, we promise. Oscar seemed to have some dramas with that one. Nearly took out Max's bollard, and then a big squiggle getting onto the front straight. Must have been all the power from the battery. Battery was pushing battery button to get past George there.
Well, it looked just unhappy following him that close. It was like he had no front wheel traction. So. Looks like Piastri's going to keep that position now over Russell. I don't see him getting Leclerc, eh? I mean, what, 21 laps to go?
Russell's all over Piastri again. He won't go away. I think Piastri has a good chance of getting Leclerc, and then I guess we'll just have to see what Red Bull do with Max, and maybe Piastri's still on for that P3. But he needs Russell to go away, so we can just work on Leclerc. It's crazy. We saw in Japan, as soon as you give Kimi the lead, just gone a second and a half a lap quicker. Very different here. And it could be McLaren. They mentioned the benefit McLaren is still enjoying that they had last year of tyre preservation and keeping the temps under control. So, I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably warm in Miami. Never been myself, so I can't tell you firsthand whether it would be or not right around now. But I'm guessing it would be. So McLaren just flexing that ability that they have. Max might be able to do this. Leclerc's not really catching him. Piastri will be the only threat, but he's at this point 10 seconds behind, so Unless there's a cliff to these tires, you might be able to hang on to it. Well, I guess that's a problem. Stroll's used Aston Martin's tyre allocation all to himself, the greedy bastard. Told Alonso, yeah, you just gotta suck it up. Do the whole race, you don't mind, do you? You gotta wonder if these tyres just flatline. Like they degrade and then they might be 1.2 seconds off their max peak and then they just sit there. Don't get worse, don't have a cliff. And if Leclerc hits that same point, then yeah, Verstappen would be pretty safe. Leclerc's just not making inroads on him. Like a couple of tenths occasionally. That's not going to cut it with 17 laps to go.
I don't know. I think with the Verstappen thing, it's a worry if you're Leclerc. It's a worry if you're Piastri, that a car can spin, get buried in the pack, and still outrace you. Which shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's like I said at the start of the race, this could be the accidental strat to win. He's not going to win without failure above. But you just never know when you can be accidentally put onto a good strat. I mean, they wouldn't have thought, I'm guessing, that the hards could do the whole race. They pitted him, all right, cheap pit stop, get rid of these flat spotted tyres and see what happens. And Max made some magic to pass all the cars he needed to pass to set up this stint. But he's going to need Antonelli and Norris to have a clash for him to win it. man, Russell is not going to be happy looking at the championship standings after this. I mean, this is race 4, right? Does that mean Russell won race 1 and Antonelli is then going to rip off the next 3? I mean, how many career wins does Russell have? Antonelli can't be far behind. If he gets this done, he can't be far behind already. So 6 career wins for Russell. And if Antonelli gets this done, he's going to be already clocked up 50% of the amount of wins he's got in 3 races. I mean, by the end of the season, Antonelli's going to have more wins than Russell. Is probably realistically how it's going to play out.
Bono calmed Antonelli down. He was able to regain his composure and etch out a 2-second lead. Leclerc's getting pretty close to Verstappen now, so he should comfortably have him. And Piastri's still 4 seconds behind Leclerc, so 12 laps. He's going to be cutting it close, I reckon.
The scrap with Russell really hurt Piastri early.
Yeah, Russell's just dropped off. He's got nothing. I mean, Hamilton's only 5 seconds behind Russell, and apparently he has damage. He's kind of not been in this at all.
Haven't heard any more about this rain that's meant to be in the next sort of 4 laps. Yeah, it's funny. Bonnie's gone from engineering Lewis Hamilton, who probably essentially ran his own races. Didn't really, complained a lot, but knew what he was doing. To Antonelli, where we heard in, was it China, where he had the lockup, and then they had to calm him down. Like, you just got to get to the end here. Like, you got a massive gap. And then the same thing, tend to go in Japan. It was come over the radio and let him know we're sweet, like, calm down. And then, you just mentioned they've had to rein him in here as well, get his composure back, let him understand why his tires are feeling cooked. He's turned into a bit of a babysitter for Antonelli. Yeah, no, I didn't see that coming from Max, especially around the outside like that.
On old tires.
Yeah, he just sent it in, and that's the mood Max is in, though. You don't want to get in his way today. Piastri's only a second and a half off this battle now, too.
Look, you can say whatever you want about Max, but this is why I like him, because he doesn't give anyone anything. He fights for everything. It's pretty obvious that Leclerc is going to have him and Piastri is probably going to have him, but he still makes him earn it. And I think as a viewer, like, I really appreciate that. You don't want to see cars just move over and let other cars just go past. Why not give yourself a chance? Make them make the move. Allow them to possibly make the mistake. Does make me nervous for Piastri now, though. All right, 8 laps, 2 seconds for Piastri to catch Leclerc for that 100% podium finishing rate of the year, of races he starts.
The hards have proven to be the best tyre, and Aston Martin have elected not to run it at all. So that's interesting. They've gone mediums for 50,000 laps, and then they chuck the softs on, which is not a tyre I've seen race in a long time.
Obviously, we don't know what the weather conditions are going to be like, what they're expecting. But if they started at normal time and rain came in an hour into the race, that basically then meant they had to have like a wet strategy. I think that's a big miss, not to have that, like we have wet weather tires. The train, these are supposed to be the 22 or 21, if you don't include Stroll, best drivers in the world. They should be well adjusted to those sorts of conditions. So, bit of a shame, really, that we didn't potentially get to see these cars finally in the wet.
Yeah, I really thought they were dodging a monsoon and we're going to get some traditional rain. I didn't realize they were completely blocking the entire chance of rain for the evening, which is a shame. I mean, they forget again, this is an entertainment business. What's more entertaining than Formula 1 cars in the rain or any type of racing in the rain?
How much does Piastri want it right now? 3 laps, 1 second to try and snag a podium. He's got to give it everything. And that's how you do it if you're Max. Just bump him and take his bit of wing off. Hello, Mish. So Russell got Max, but Max got Russell back. And Piastri is remaining patient here. Piastri looks like he's on him. He's just got to get a good exit out of that back straight. I reckon Max might be able to keep Russell behind him here. Oop. Charles Leclerc has to go into defensive mode. Ooh. Are we getting a Piastri podium? Here we are. Look at him. He's all over him here.
What's going on with Leclerc? He's going full defensive battery.
His wings closed too.
He's giving it to his attack.
Okay, he's being strategic. Yep. He knows his only chance. Closed up the wing nice and early. Oh, he had a big twitch. Perfect. Perfect for Oscar. Hell yeah. Piastri podium. Did not see that. Oh, and that's in the wall. No, he saved it. How did he save it? What?
Man, he was pushing.
What?
How did he not? Oh. What is going on with this car?
Well, I think he's trying to not have a heart attack, probably.
This car's just not turning. That was the
Wonder if he could have broken something if he's gone over a curb.
He's 6 seconds out of Russell.
Yeah, can he hang on to that fourth place, or is he?
Show us the play. What's going on with that? That was weird. I thought he was about to just barrel straight to the fence. Yeah. Yeah, great stuff. Show us the play.
That was just big puff of smoke. The car disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, Piastri 25 seconds off Norris is concerning, but a podium, we'll take that. Oh yeah, Russell's gonna have him here. Last corner lunge, yeah. How hard is he gonna defend? All because he was playing silly buggers, huh?
Yeah, literally.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he sends it up. Oh, they touched. Oh,
His front left's just
Yeah,
his front
yeah.
left's disconnected.
so
Can he turn
Max
right here? Can he
Max
turn
is probably
right?
gonna pip him.
Can he turn right?
Oh yeah, Max got him.
He can barely turn right.
Wow.
His
Russell's-
front left was busted, and he must have just hit the wall with that front left tire.
Yeah, we still haven't seen a replay yet.
That front left must have just bumped the wall. I reckon.
So Russell's sparking everywhere. His car's limping over. Leclerc drops 2 positions right at the end because he. I mean, I sort of understand what he was trying to do there.
If
But
he got the drive,
it cost him.
Exactly, yeah.
If he just maybe did a little bit more of a traditional defensive move.
Yeah, if he forced Piastri to make the move there and then do what everyone else does, and which I guess he did. But if he just yeah.
So Leclerc tries to be strategic to try and have a go at like saving his position on Piastri, but it essentially costs him a position. Then he has that slide off and saves it, but that costs him 2 positions. But you could argue that him saving it cost him, 5 positions or
Yeah,
whatever it is, 4 positions. Yeah.
I thought he was down the put it in the wall.
Yeah, he should count his lucky stars that he kept that thing off the wall. I mean, just clipped the tire there. So
He's probably unlucky that it broke the tire, broke the wheel, suspension. Yeah, good. Piastri, P3. And what he finished P2 in Suzuka. So he's raced 2 races this year, 2 podium finishes. Would have been, and he got a podium in the sprint.
yeah,
Did he get a podium in the sprint in China? Don't know. Unsure. But yeah, it's good. Good to watch him race and good to watch him podium. That was a good race. The start of the race was awesome. The end of the race was pretty exciting. It's a shame for the traditional lull in the middle. That's where the rain needed to be.
Yeah.
So
That's where if they had the start time, I'd still be sleeping right now. That'd be nice. You probably would have had that mid-race rain. That would have really spiced things up. That was a good race though. It was entertaining. And it didn't feel fake. Like that first lap was the best first lap we've seen in a long time.
yeah.
Good result, worth staying awake for. I tell you what, I'm tired. But if I woke up at 2:30 to watch it, I'm glad it was a good race at least.
Yeah.
If this was just a fizzer, I would have been pissed.
Probably would have been a midstream. Oh, technical difficulties.
Yeah. Oh no, the internet went out.
Yeah.
No. Thanks for joining us. If you popped in at the stream at any time, or if you're still here at the end with us. Brutal. These times are brutal. I don't know if I could do Canada next round, because that's going to be another just dreadful time.
Normally it's about 4 a.m. So
Yeah.
not much different.
4 a.m. Yeah. Marginally better, marginally. But yeah, thanks for popping in. Good work if you stayed up and caught the race. I think you'd feel rewarded.
Lucky
You know. If you watch it delayed, you're probably laughing even more. Get a good night's sleep. Yeah, watch it a little bit delayed. Try your best to avoid spoilers, which is difficult. Yeah, yesterday I woke up, and the sprint and the qualifying had obviously already no hand. So qualifying was already, it was like Q2, I think. So, but sprint had already been. Man, I reckon I had 12 notifications about the F1, just trying to ruin all the spoilers and everything. So
Yeah.
it is tough these days to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, you just got to stay off all forms of social media.
So Kimi Antonelli, 3 poles converted to 3 wins. First 3 poles to first 3 wins. First driver in history.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll cover that in the podcast episode. So yeah. All right. Well, if you're going back to bed, enjoy your few hours of sleep before you have to work. Yeah, look out for the episode coming later on today.